Hello everyone, Dan here with a video that has been very much awaited by a very small part of the Minecraft community, the Iron Towers farm tutorial. Featuring 32 layered villages, it is naturally 32 times faster than conventional iron farms, and causes a lot less lag than you may think because all 32 villages are connected to the same 20 odd villagers that are required to spawn in iron golems. And since villagers are the primary source of lag from iron golem farms, this is very efficient. Now, this is a 1.8 version iron farm, meaning it will not work in 1.7. You can still build the farm in 1.7, it's just that until you upgrade to 1.8 or, one of those snapshots and click the reset, the farm won't actually produce any iron golems. Also, unlike the Iron Foundry and the 1.8 version Iron Titan, this farm can in fact be built outside of the spawn chunks, meaning that it is perfect for those of you who are on servers and can't build in said spawn chunks, or for those of you who are in single player or private servers who want to be able to turn off the farm every now and then so it does not constantly use up your computer or the server's resources. Now, this farm will focus primarily on the actual farm itself, by which I mean the two constructions at the side with the towers, the reset mechanism, the collection bin for the iron golems here, the lava blade down below, and a bit of the redstoning involved as well. What it will not feature though is the crafting setup down below here and the bulk storage setup here, because, well, they're more or less extra, and if you want them, videos on how to make pretty much the same thing are widely available on YouTube, so I won't exactly get into that. So without further ado, let's get right into the actual tutorial. Alright, so here we are in a brand new world. Your world will probably not be flat, but oh well, you'll need to do a bit of flattening. First thing you want to do is go into your F3 menu and find which way is north. This is very important because if you build it in any other configuration, the farm will not work. So make sure you find which way is north and draw a big arrow pointing towards it. Next thing we want to do is we're going to start the farm right along the center, so the spawning platforms. So we want to create a hole that is 3 wide and 4 long, or yeah, I think that's correct. Notice it's 4 in the north direction and 3 in the west direction, so pointing northwards. And dig a bit of a hole down. Notice that I'm in a kind of a different flat world, so I can have a bit of a leeway to build down, so I can show you what's going on down below as well and build that. Now once you've done basically prepared that, go up 4 blocks gap and basically repeat exactly the same thing. And exactly the same thing as I'm going to be showing you what to do to the bottom one. You're going to be doing exactly the same to the top. So on the bottom one, we want to basically recreate this going 8 blocks out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then on the 9th one, we kind of create this, end and just put in a couple of glass blocks to close that off. And do exactly the same on all sides. So you've got more or less of a rectangle-ish square on both of them, and obviously prepare that as, everywhere. So you do that, and I'll do that. So in the end, you should end up with something like this, and you did it correctly in the next step, basically. What we want to do is kind of block off these blocks right here, and basically just pour in water the entire way except for those blocks, and basically continue all the way around. And I'm going to be doing it for 1 layer, and you will repeat exactly the same thing for the second layer down below or, above, depending on which one you started first. So yeah, in the end, you should end up with something like this. They're all going to the bottom as required, and the only thing left is a bit on the side here. And in this case, we break those and place one right above, like so. And you will repeat exactly the same thing down on the other layer. So it should end up like this, and if you did all the dimensions correctly, you won't have any water overflowing or any blocks without water. and the same on this side. I won't do this side at least until the next time skip. Anyway, continuing down, what we want is a 4 gap until the next bottom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can obviously layer them with glass or something, depending on what you feel like. You know, just basically cover up it like so. So that would be, it's a bit quick, so I might as well not, you know, time skip it. There we go. Then create a floor with glass, or sorry, with ice down at the bottom. Next, we want basically a hole in the correct direction. So notice where it's north is that way, and what we want is a hole in the opposite direction, so that way, and that's where the items will flow out through. On the other hand, this one will also kind of need a hole over here, and that's where the water will flow in from. So extend these a bit, put in a bit more, and cover this up like so, and go inside and pour in water into those 2 slots. As you can see, it should flow exactly like this, so all the items get collected and flow exactly out as we want them to. Going next, we just place signs all over to cover up this place. And one more layer. And this time we can just pour in lava right there. And that's basically that part done. We just need a bit of redstoning down at the bottom, but any of the golems that spawn in will fall down into the lava, get killed, and their items will be collected. And we'll do the redstone a bit later. So once that's done, the next thing we want to do is basically build in the housing that'll have the redstone and the 2 side ones, which we will do right now. So starting off from the back enclosure, it's on the south side with north facing that way in the back, you know. And going 4 blocks in, we put this enclosure, which is 15 blocks out, so 15 counting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on to 15. And connect them, create it a bit like this so that you have wall, and then fill in the blocks in here, which is the floor, and that's where the redstone is gonna go. Then on the 2 wings on the 2 sides, what is it, east and west, you want to find these 2 blocks which are exactly centered on here, and from that is where basically all the other doors and villages over here are going to be centered on this. So you have to decide how many villages you want. I'd suggest going with at least 16 and going up to 32 in here. But once you decide that, it does have to be an even number. But basically if you go with just 2, which is, you know, kind of stupid, you'd place the 2 of them right here. If you go with 4, you'd place them like that. Going with 6 like that, and basically the same going onwards. Each one of them has to be built like so, 10 blocks away from the spawn platforms. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The house itself with all the doors is, 13 blocks long, with the 2 end ones do not have doors, they just have glass to cover it up. In the very center we place jack-o'-lanterns to provide lighting, and on the outside from the walls we put 4 blocks out like so to prevent sunlight from reaching these doors from anywhere except the 2 blocks over here where we want them to be. Then 3 blocks in from this side, we leave a 3 gap like so and build this contraption like you see here. And the way this works with the redstone and the switch powering it and the comparator here is when an item gets into this hopper, it activates this like so, which you should, you know, test before building. So it should act like this. And then if you take that out, both of them close. On the top here we have a line of hoppers which are interconnected to each other, so at the very edges they will, instead of facing this way, the correct one will face into the other hopper. And notice that on both this side and the mirror image of this that you build on the opposite side will have these hoppers going in a counterclockwise direction, so like this on both this side and on the other side. And the reason for this is that we wanted to start on opposite ends when the item goes through the hopper, which is important. And then on top of the hoppers, we place the furnaces to basically, decrease the lag a bit, and a redstone dust on top of one of these furnaces closer to the piston, which is going to be the one that's going to, proceed the item through the hoppers and count the time. And then just a single block here where we'll place redstone and a redstone torch to power the other line, so that's required. So yeah, just copy this and come back. So in the end, it should look something like this, with the two sides being exact mirror copies of each other, except that the hopper chains on both sides go in the counterclockwise direction instead of one going counterclockwise and the other one clockwise. Now I'm going to focus on just one of these sides, and every time I do a pause in between, I'll do the other side exactly the same. So basically just follow the instructions on one side and exactly the same mirror copy on the other. So first things first, we want to take, we don't care what happens on the north side. You can kind of wall it off and, to prevent zombies from coming to your doors. But on the south side, we want to go out 4 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and pretty much exactly the same for the rest of it. On these ones, obviously just cover it up and out 4 blocks and interconnected like so all the way to the end. Once you've done that, we need to basically route out the redstone here a bit. So put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just a kind of a wall like so. Feeding into it, we want 1 repeater on 4 ticks, 1 on 2 ticks, and 1 over here going on 2 ticks, and 7 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. Then going to where the center was, so that would be right there. These 2 blocks, kind of label them, they're pretty important. We can put torches, redstone torches, on the 2 sides like so. And redstone above, actually break these. So cover that, and just like here, and going to around here-ish. And just place a block here, redstone torch on there, redstone torch here, and just feed it in like so. Other than that, these 2 redstone just kind of connect and go out. You want to turn one of these on because we just need the redstone line to find out how long we need to go. So going out over here and over here with both of these redstone lines, like so. Find the point where this one turns off, so that would be this one. And remove that, and replace it with a redstone repeater on 4 ticks. Then go back to this one, exactly the same until it turns off, and put a single normal redstone repeater left at the default 1 tick. Once that's done, we can go over here and just turn that all off, and extend this going all the way to this border here. And fill that all up with redstone. So all the way, all of this would be redstone, and exactly the same thing as this on the opposite side. Once you have that done, we can proceed to more or less the hardest, I guess, portion of this. But once that's over with, the rest is relatively simple. Go down to the bottom, and on one of these sides, do this and break those. So basically it goes down to like that. On the opposite side, we break these and go down by 1. Like that, and extend these. So overall, the way you know you did it correctly is it looks pretty much the same, and if you power the central one, only the central one on the opposite side will get powered. Then going off from this side, we extend this to here, like so. Let's actually just do it like that as well. On the very edge, piston with a block on top and a repeater feeding out of it on 2 ticks. On the others, we have torches, and blocks down below over here, feeding it with comparators. 3 more blocks on the side with comparators feeding into them. Redstone torches on top, blocks on top of the redstone torches, and redstone torches on top of there. Then we can kind of just cover this up, and out of here, we're gonna feed another one with a comparator. Yeah, that one. Into a block, At the side we've got a block with the redstone dust and a sticky piston with another block on top of it and a redstone repeater on 2 ticks right there. Next we need to connect the last 2 to basically these ones. So let's do that. That goes 1, 2, 1 up, it goes across to here, then dips down and continues onwards to here. Redstone torch over here, redstone dust along, connecting it to the torches over here. Blocks over here going 1 up, across to here, down, continuing onwards, and a torch over here powering the very central lane. And once again redstone dust along, connecting it to the 2 torches over here. Then over here we finally finish it off with the hopper chain. Make sure that this one is going clockwise while the other ones over there are going counterclockwise. So this one should look like that. There we go. So if you put an item, it should go through this one, then this one, then this one, and continue in a clockwise manner. Then we put furnaces right on top to cover all of that up, and redstone dust on top of these furnaces, if I can just get inside here. So just along there. So this is actually the logic pretty much done. It'll go through this one, these 3, then 2 of those, then it'll wait and do the very last one, and then it'll go over here. And actually it'll go into a comparator over here to do a counter, so this one will just count to 32 before it'll stop. So that's what we want. So let's connect this to the primary clock. We want redstone dust going along to here and a comparator over here. With redstone dust over here, comparator is in subtract mode, and behind it we place a torch. Then going down, we're gonna feed into that torch with a repeater and just redstone dust like that, with a sticky piston and a block on top. Feeding into the sticky piston, we're gonna have a repeater like that, and 2 blocks, and basically a timer. So this is Etho's hopper timer, which I believe just about everyone should know, at least who's watching this video. And it's just like that, with 2 hoppers facing into each other, 2 sticky pistons at the 2 sides, like, not like that, like that, and like that, with a redstone block on top, and dust there and there. Next, let's connect this counter over here. So this is going to feed into a block, which is going to feed further into a dropper, which is going to have a hopper facing into it and a furnace right on top. Then 2 blocks along here with a redstone torch on that one. Then this one goes up and across with a redstone torch on there. And the dust right along there. And we need to connect it to the 2 sides. So we're going to need to grab some glowstone, or, you know, like half slabs I guess would work, and bring that up and all the way across to here with a redstone torch right here. Now this is an important part. If you place the torch correctly, all of those 3 should be lit. Without the torch, the very edge one should not. So redstone dust right along there, connecting to this line here. And this line here will connect it exactly the same way to the side with the redstone torch there and redstone dust along. Same thing, so if this torch is there, all 3 are lit. Without that, the very edge one is not lit. So going down from there, we're going to connect a comparator out from the dropper into a block with the redstone torch at the side and another block right on top of there. So that'll just power this one over here. Going down to the bottom, we need to basically wire up this line and this line over here. You can see it's not really connecting to anything. So going down under this line, we place a redstone torch here to power that line. And right underneath the torch, a block and another torch, so just a torch tower going up. And along this side, we basically do exactly the same thing, just a single torch to go up like that. And we can finally connect these ones, like so, with a repeater here, a repeater on 4 ticks here, and just redstone dust along there. Going along the side here, let's actually wire up this torch to one more line, down like that, and these two can be broken, so we can just place block there. Redstone dust along here, notice it's powered. So we can go over here and just place redstone lamps right along 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 3. And basically when these lamps are on, that means that the farm is functioning. If they're off, then the farm is being reset. So we place a torch here, and this line will be turned on when the farm is during reset, so we don't cause another reset during a reset, which is important. We feed this along to here and just leave it for now, because what we're going to need to do is place a pulse lengthener right here. So 2 blocks like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 blocks like that. Redstone dust here and here. Sticky piston over here, and a regular piston this time on the opposite side. This is a horizontal ethos hopper timer, just in pulse lengthener variation. So redstone block over here, let's just place a floor there just for the hell of it. Then going to the opposite side, we have 2 comparators. We have 2 hoppers facing into each other, like that. And finally we connect that line to over here. So torch, redstone dust, we placed it 1 too far. So just to wire this all up like so. All that's left is for us to just put in all the required items into all the hoppers and everything. And basically the redstone part in here would be done. So let's go over here and just drop in a single item into this hopper. Going off to the sides here, we can drop 10 items into this one here. So that would be 10 items into this hopper. And going down along the bottom, we place a stack, just 2 stacks into here. And after doing that, we go over here and into this dropper, we place 32 items. And that's basically it, and that's that done. Right, so we can get started on the towers, and the 2 towers are pretty much the same, at least in the beginning, so I'll be showing it on one side and you can build it on the other. Now first things first, you find these 2 blocks that are the central blocks, and you pick the one that's further south, so the one closer to the redstone that we set up there. And we place a sticky piston right there. Then random block on top, we break 5 of these like that and remove the blocks under there and place torches where they were, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and blocks right on top of there like that. So we still have all the power provided, we just have these extra blocks to play with. Then block there, redstone repeater there, and 1 there on 4 ticks. Redstone or regular block there and 1 up. Then we need to bring something across, and in this case we use hoppers. Then block there, we can put in a redstone lamp just for ID's sake, and a redstone torch there. Block there, redstone repeater over here on 4 ticks, and just regular redstone going across to there. Alright, so that's that part done. Next we can wire up, well, I guess the rest. So let's do that. So what you want to do is place a block on top and 1 at the side with the redstone dust on it, and cover that up. On the side we just basically cover this. This entire area is mostly all done. We're good with that. And 2 blocks there, redstone repeater over here on 2 ticks. Then 1 like that, and just like that. And we can connect all of this to this line right here. Going across, on this side we place a torch, block, and another torch there. And that'll be the redstone torch line that gets going to, one of the two villages, and now we need, or one of the two villagers. Now we need exactly the same thing on the other side. So like that, that closes off. If you can tell, this is basically the entranceway into the tower. So redstone repeater over here on one tick, and connect that all the way to the other one. So just like that. Alright, so that one goes into here, and pretty much the same. So redstone dust there, repeater there, into a block with the redstone torch over here, and block over here, redstone torch there, and block over there. And that'll continue going up. Next we just grab some glass I said, and we can cover up that, a bit of there, and basically just cover all of this up so the villager, when we place him in there, is safely contained. So there you go, and we can actually throw in one of the villagers into there, and pretty much exactly the same there. Right, so I basically just copied the tower as we built it to the other side, and basically did exactly the same thing. So now going to the east side, we'll do this one first. Now right along here we want another torch, another block, and feeding out of it into a repeater, into another block, and a torch on top. Now just a bit of a warning here, I'm going to be showing basically the bare bones setup of this, so if you wanted to more or less look like the way I have it or in some other way, just look at the way I had it set up in the showcase, or just get the world download and build the blocks around it to basically cover up the redstone in pretty much the same way. It's a bit better to see what you're doing it when I'm showing it this way, so that's the way it's going to be. Anyway, on the other side of this torch we place this lamp. On the other side there's the sticky piston with a block on top. All these sticky pistons with blocks line up right or one on top of each other, which is what we want. Then bring this up, so 1, 2, 3 blocks, and on the fourth one is the one we leave, like so, and bring up this torch tower right up to it. So like that, 2, 3, and I think one more should be enough. Yeah, like that, and bring that out. Now this is right above this block, so we'll just label it accordingly and start building right from it. So build up something like that, and then bring out the sides a bit, since that's going to be where the doors are going to go, and bring out these sides a bit as well. Then grab quite a bit of doors, and place one right here and one behind it, then like that. And we want a set of 5 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the back we have 7. On the opposite side we have 1 and 3. So just like that. And then right behind those we have just a line of 3 like that. So there you go, that's the door configuration, and that is important, so just make sure you've got all of that. Then we place just redstone line like that into a block with the redstone torch on top. Another block there, and basically we just grab some glowstone or half slabs and start going up with them. So that'll go like that and start going up to the... Alright, so going up with these redstone line is basically the way we count until we reach the next level. So if you miscount, this will be very problematic and the thing won't work, so please do be careful. So right now we've got just the 2 redstone dust here. That makes it 4. And then 5 and 6 we place it over on this side like so. Feed it into a block. Let me get my wood iron back. So into a block with the redstone torch there, another block there, and we start counting again. So that's the first 2, then 4, then that would be 6, then 8, 10, That would be 12, and the last 13 and 14 are on the opposite side. Just like that. Once again into a block with the redstone torch, another block, and start all over. So that would be the first 2. Then 4, 6, and 8. On this time we don't go to the side, so this 8 is the last one, like so. And we go into a block with the redstone torch, another block, redstone torch, another block, and lay it on one side, sticky piston on the other with a block on top of it. Then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 gap to the 4th one, and that is the start of the next level with all the rest of the doors. So I will actually zoom out so you can see this if you watch this in HD, and do the counting and basically build it exactly the way it looks on screen right now. Because, you know, if you build this incorrectly, everything is broken. So yeah, no pressure. Going all the way back to the top, we have to place all the doors, so extend these quite a bit. And same on the other side. Then get some doors and place 1, 2. Then on this side, leave a gap, then 3, and 1 more on the farther back. And same here, so 1, 2, 3, 1 more on the further back, like that. Then we actually leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, until we place 2 more over here. This is further north in case you were interested. So yeah. Basically from here on we just have to make them into proper doors, and the way this is done is more or less just by simply maintaining symmetry. So if we place a ceiling on these over here, then these doors will actually be considered as officially doors. And the reason for this is they're on either one or the other, and the other one would always be covered. So yeah, if you continue building this and, you know, building up stuff and covering this up, if you build up, say, something like this here, make sure you build the same thing on the opposite side, because otherwise some of the doors won't be officially doors. So yeah, as long as you maintain symmetry, I guess, everything should be fine. And these ones would actually cover for these doors as well over here, but let's just cover these ones over here because they jut out just a bit. So yeah, everything else, you can see everything in line. So as long as you maintain symmetry for the rest of the doors, they will be considered officially doors. And that's actually the first tower done, and we can go to the second tower. So here we are on the west tower now, and going up on this side we've got 1, 2 torches at the moment. Then we place the 3rd one, then 4th one, 5th, and 6th, feeding out from this torch into a repeater, into a block, redstone there, a light on one side, regular block on the other with a piston on top of it, and a block that'll be moved right on top of that. Then once again 3 block gap until we reach the next one, which is the next level. Then 2 out on both sides and 2 doors on both of those. So let me get some doors. Alright, just like that, and then we can bring the rest of the second torch tower up to speed, and then bring it all the way up to the place we need it for the last one. So let's do that right up to here, I think. Just keep going up. And right up to here. So here I am with all these 6 villagers in position. Now if you want to cover up these towers of redstone, it's pretty easy to do so. So going down to the very bottom, we can start off by just closing it off like so. There you go. And basically that can be pretty much moved right on up all the entire way. So just a The way I did it was a tower of this size, so like that, and basically going all the way up, covering the entire thing all the way up. These doors, you know, basically these ones have to be left open, at least some of them. And as you can see, going all the way up, the tower is absolutely fine. So you can just be building it, and you'd end up with it covering up to around here-ish. One more, and one over here. It'll basically be something along this line. Yeah. And basically the entire way up, it should be absolutely fine. On the opposite side, we can do pretty much exactly the same thing. And all of these doors are facing in the east-west direction, whereas those doors up there are facing in the north-south direction. The top one really doesn't matter which way it's facing, because, you know, basically it's got a roof and there's always some more blocks on one side than the other, so it'll still be considered a door. But yeah, if you want to cover up these ones, as I said, just make sure it's symmetrical. So if you've got the tower continuing up to this level, it'll be something like that here, and on the opposite side like that. So if you've got that all covered, it should all be fine. What you don't want to end up with is a block over here which isn't symmetrical, because that will wreck the doors. Alright, going down to the very bottom, we just need to build a shelter for our extra villagers that we need to place. So this is rather simple, pretty much exactly the same setup as it was before. We just cover up like that, but get some lava, pour that in a bit more, and place some iron bars over there, some glass along here, and just 20 odd villagers on the inside. I'm not counting, but just 20 in there, and that'll be enough. Alright, so as you can see, I sealed off the two towers, just, you know, in general, so you can't see the redstone, and that's pretty much it. This will work already, so yeah. Anyway, going down, you can see that an iron golem spawned somewhere over there, and that's because the villages are currently messed up, so you need to do the reset all over for the villages to basically be created as they're supposed to be. This is very important. Go over here. I kind of messed up. This torch over here has, or this redstone repeater has to be on 2 ticks, because otherwise the item hoppers don't transfer the items. So yeah. Anyway, going down, we have just one last thing to do, and that is to provide the auto reset counter. So we're gonna have a tripwire stretched right across to there. So let's build up like that, and another one like that. Torch over here, and sorry, break those. Torch over there. Then we're gonna need some redstone. So redstone up down there, and 2 up there. Then extend all of this in a block like so, and redstone, let's see, repeater here and here on 4 ticks both, redstone dust here and here. Bring this up, and redstone torch there. Then block here, redstone dust there, and another ethos hopper timer right here. So set that up. Double sticky pistons, 2 hoppers facing into each other, and a redstone block up there. We throw in 2 stacks of 64, so 64 and 64, and that should be enough. Next, we go over here and place a comparator on subtraction, and extend this into here, block up, another one up there. Redstone dust right along, actually just like that would be enough. And a torch over here. And lastly, just like that, and a button out on the outside there. Now this will be your wall, so you can kind of build this up and around. And basically when that button is pressed, it auto resets the entire system. And notice that it actually won't do anything right now, and that's because if you click the button, it's currently in the middle of resetting, so you can't tell it to reset again, which isn't exactly true. You can go over here and break this redstone line, and it'll actually start the reset itself. Well, not that one, this one here. And it started the reset just now again, so once again, everything going from the beginning to the end. It shifted all the items from here to here and started it all over. So in an hour, we'll have 32 villages all set up here. While that's going, we can actually go down here and place the tripwire and the string on opposite sides here. And string. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it. The way it works is the golems would definitely trip this tripwire since they're 2x2 in size while passing through, which will basically tell the system that yes, a golem has passed through, and basically power this block over here. Since this one gets powered, these ones get unpowered. So when a signal is sent from here, I actually messed up on that. There should be a inverter here. So basically when this one is turned on, then this one is powered, meaning that when a single pulse is sent here, it'll reset the RS NOR latch, but it won't send a signal telling it to reset unless the RS NOR latch doesn't require any reset, in which case, it will tell it to reset. But if the RS NOR latch is set by the tripwire like it is here, it actually will not send in that signal for the reset. So that's pretty much how it works, and that's the build complete. I will now actually leave it. Oh, stupid. Of course nothing will actually happen because we've kind of forgot that we need to throw in a single item into these hoppers here and these hoppers here. Alright, stupid of me. So yeah, basically nothing would have happened. Kind of stupid, but oh well. Anyway, going down, let's initiate the reset one more time. As you can see, this one is retracted, so we already did the initial count, so we can activate the reset here. And if we go over here, we'll see the pistons just firing like that. So this is basically the reset going, or at least the first 2 minutes. Basically everything is off, so you can see by all the lights that all the villagers are out of range. So all the existing villages are being destroyed. The item that was transferring behind here is currently getting held over here. And 2 minutes afterwards, that'll all turn off, and the very first stones will start, and the very first villages will be created. So now I'll just leave a, there's really no point in doing this as a time lapse here, but I'll just wait an hour, and I'll show you that it works as it is as we build it. So I'll see you in an hour. Right, so I wasn't as careful as I thought. We still have 2 more things to fix. So going off to the, which one was it? The west side, right up here, we need 1 more redstone dust over here. Going to the east side, we need pretty much exactly the same thing, just on the opposite end, like so. And finally going over here, I miscounted, we actually need another set of hoppers going like so, and this one goes into the new one. So I just you need another set of hoppers to get the timings correctly, so you just need to increase that to be like this. That should actually be it, so I'll do the reset now. Alright, and the reset is done, and as you can see, the golems are in fact spawning in and getting killed as expected. I checked with NBT editor, and we do in fact have 32 villages centered exactly where they're supposed to be. All the items, as you can see, are getting collected over here, so you can just put them into chests or sort out the roses, so do whatever you want with it. The reset system over here works exactly as expected as well, so basically the way this farm is at the moment, it is completely functional. So if you followed the tutorial up until now, you should have a functional 1.8 version iron farm layer, that is, with 32 villages. So yeah, this took a while, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, then please comment, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And this is Dan. I'm signing off and planning out the next great idea, so hopefully that's going to be coming soon. See you guys!